Welcome to the second episode of the guest interview series. I'm your host, Aiko Hemingway, and I am an American English pronunciation coach and business coach based in Hawaii. So the second guest is Antoine Michaud. I'm pretty sure you can learn so many great tips from him. And he is a musician. Antoine is a musician and an online business owner from Montreal, Canada. And he's an international touring artist with progressive rock band Mystery and runs his YouTube channel currently at 27K subscribers. Antoine started his website, Ambient Guitar Academy, in 2017 to teach guitar players all around the world how to play ambient guitar music. So enjoy the conversation with Antoine. Hey guys, it's Aiko. I am an American English pronunciation coach and business coach based in Hawaii. So I have a special guest today. I'm super excited. We were just chatting earlier, and then he was saying like a lot of great things. So I'm like, okay, let's start recording so the viewers can get to know about him and then about his business. Okay, so our guest today is Antoine Michaud. So would you please tell us a little bit about what you do, Antoine?
Yeah, so you pronounced my name great. So thank you. Yeah. So basically, I am a musician at first. I play in a band. I am a touring musician. For now, I cannot do it because of the pandemic. So it's even better because I have a business now. So I have a YouTube channel with my own name. It's Antoine Michaud. I am specialized in ambient guitar. So I'm playing guitar as my first instrument, but I'm teaching ambient guitar. So it's like you're making relaxing, atmospheric music with a guitar, which is normally done with like synthesizers and things like these. But I'm gonna modify the sound of my guitar to create some more ambient sounds. So that's what I'm teaching on my YouTube channel. So I'm making guitar lessons, tutorials, and I have my original music on it here too. And I started my channel in 2012. And at first it was just to share my music. And over the years, I developed my business with my YouTube channel. And we're surely going to talk more about that later in the podcast. But that's basically what I'm doing. And now, nowadays, I am selling online courses. So people discover me with the YouTube channel. And then I'm selling online courses on how to play ambient guitar on my website. So that's how I earn money. And like I said, since I cannot be touring right now as a musician, and like every other income I had like in the music business has just dried up, and it's not going to come back for many years, we believe. So I'm very fortunate to have my business in place with good income from it. So that's basically where I am now.
Wow, thank you, Antoine. I feel like a lot of energy about your
Yeah,
business and what you do.
I'm always very positive and energetic, and that's what people like about on my channel.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we were just talking about like we speak English as a second language, and then you are producing your content in English, and then your first language is French. And so, I want to start producing content in English, but I'm like, I have some confidence issues. Like, can I do that in English only? So do you have any tip, or like, how did you start producing your content in English only?
Yeah, okay. So what I have to say on this is that my first language is French, and when I started my channel, I wasn't speaking. It was just music, so I could hide myself behind my guitar, right? It's something that you cannot do. But over the years, I started speaking English out of necessity because all of my viewers were, a vast majority of my viewers were from the US. So I said, if I want to start educating and like making lessons and stuff like this, I have to do it in English, or I'm going to lose all people watching my channel, basically. And I had some big confidence issues at first. I actually have a lot of videos that I produced when I first started speaking on my channel that I've deleted completely, and they don't exist anymore because I was ashamed of it, because like my pronunciation was bad, and like I was like saying like right and okay at every word, like okay, right, and I was annoyed at myself, right? But you see, I did it again, right? So the biggest thing that I can say to you right now is that most viewers on my channel actually are loving my accent. They say in the comment section, I really love your accent, because even if I have a lot of people that are native speaker from the US or things like this, I have a lot of other people from many other countries, right? So those people are not native speakers too. So since I have an accent where I'm gonna really take my time to pronounce the words right and just talk a little bit slower, it actually helps a lot of people to understand better. So some people will say, I understand you better, even if it's not your first language, compared to other channels where the guys are gonna talk like, hey guys, like super fast, and like they cannot tell what they're saying. But with me, they can, because I don't talk too fast. I make sure that I pronounce words good. And actually, I really learned English from YouTube the most. Like I learned English at school because I live in Montreal. So in Canada, this is the French speaking province. So you might think I'm Canadian, so I know English very, very well, but that wasn't the case at first, because in Montreal, it's like 95% French, and I have very, very few friends that only speak English, you know? So I learned that on YouTube a lot. Like my viewers help me. Sometimes they will say, oh, you don't pronounce this word this way. Like so, at first I was always saying like dynamic, but I wanted to say dynamic, something dynamic, right? And it's like, oh, you don't say it like dinosaur. You say, they try to help me the best they can in the comment section. And there's actually one video when I wanted to say the word develop, and I said develop. So they were like, devil? Like what? Devil up? What is this? And like, I actually made a follow-up video where I was like, today we're gonna learn to devil up, like something like this. And it was really funny. So all in all, I can say that when you are not communicating in your first language, sometimes it ends up being one of your strengths for many of your viewers. So if you start with this mindset, if you approach it like this, when you start doing it, you can gather just enough confidence to know that for some people, it's actually gonna be beneficial that it's not your first language, you know? So that would be my tip for you.
Wow, thank you, Antoine. I really like that. Yeah, so I used to, I've lived in Canada, Vancouver, for 2 years. So I noticed that the accent was a little different there, like comparing to the US accent. So like, what was it? Like people in Vancouver said garage, but in the US people say garage. So
Oh, yeah.
where you emphasize is a little bit different too. So I totally understand, like you said, dynamic and dynamic. We get kind of confused with it maybe.
Exactly. Mine is different because it's a French Canadian accent. So that might be a different accent than somewhere else in Canada, you know?
Yeah, this is like really interesting. Maybe we can talk about like a language in a different episode too.
Yeah, so let's get to the business stuff.
Yes. So I want to ask you, why did you start your own business? So that was in 2012.
Yeah, so 2012 was my YouTube channel, but I actually started my business in 2017. So it's been 3 years only. And the why, I mean, there are many reasons. First of all, because it made sense a lot as a music educator, because I was also teaching guitar, like private one-on-one lessons, right? So people would come to my house and I would teach guitar. And I was kind of fed up of doing it, of trading my time for dollars, because I like teaching, but I ended up having a lot of kids that were forced by their parents to take guitar lessons. So sometimes I was like teaching and I was like looking at my watch and like, when is it going to end? Because when you're teaching to someone who is not responsive, it can be very, very long for one complete hour. So I said, I already have a YouTube channel. My channel was more about music, but I knew that people wanted to learn because I had many questions in the comment section. Like, how are you making that sound? Or how are you playing this guitar chord or things like these? So I said, yeah, maybe I could do some more educational stuff on my channel, right? And then I stumbled upon other YouTube channels that were talking about, and these were guitar channels too, talking about if you have a online course business, you don't trade your time for money anymore. So I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I might just as well try this because I know a lot of stuff. I have a bachelor's degree in music education. So like my full-time job before was I was an elementary school teacher. So I've been doing lots of things, but I have formal education and I know I can teach. So I said, why not? I'm going to give this a shot. And I mean, that was the biggest why behind it, not to trade my time for money. And that was the best decision ever. And that was, I was lucky that I could do it because as a teacher, what I could do to grow my business and just decrease my work hours was just to become a substitute teacher instead. So now I could tell which days I was available. So at first I was working full time as a teacher and I was making my online courses on my own free time and stuff like that. But as my business grew, I could tell, okay, I'm going to work only 3 days as a substitute teacher and then I'm going to put more hours on my business. As it grew, I decreased my teacher hours and increased my business hours. And now I am full-time on my business. Yeah, but also out of necessity because of the pandemic. Like I still wanted to keep one day of teaching because I still love it. I love to teach kids. I was not teaching guitar. It was like really like elementary school stuff. And I love that. But now with the pandemic, I prefer not to, the state of education right now is in pretty much a decay with everything that's happening. So I'm just stepping outside of it for now. I might just do it just because I love it later. But I will have the freedom to decide which is the best thing that you can have, right?
That's awesome. Your story is really fascinating. I like that you have options and you
Mm-hmm.
can choose your options and you have the freedom. So that's a really great concept. So uh, so you started your own business, like online business, and how was it like at the beginning? Like were you able to figure out right away or it took some time, or how was it like at the beginning?
Yeah, it definitely took some time. It was in the complete dark at the beginning. The only thing I knew was the concept of like not trading my money for my hours for money anymore and just the concept of making an online course and selling it. But that was it. I had no strategy, nothing. So I basically made my first course my flagship course. So I made my flagship course right away, like my biggest topic and like many hours of content. I have never taught this stuff before on camera. It was one of the first time that I was really teaching in English, like lots of first. And I took the entire summer like full time to do that. I took like 2 or 3 months to film my course without any research, nothing. So I started from zero, really. And I still had some kind of success because I had the luxury of having my YouTube channel with, I don't remember, I might have had like 5,000 subscribers at the time. So I just used my subscriber base on YouTube. So I just made videos update on like I have a course coming and you can buy my course. And I basically made all of my sales and my sales pitch and my sales page was my YouTube channel, even if the vast majority of people on my channel weren't interested in the course. I just marketed it here. And it was still a success because I had, at the time, I had been doing my channel for 5 years. So I had some really super fans already that went and bought the course right away. But the problem is that it was not scalable. Like after I made those first initial sales, it was like, now what? Like the other people on my channel are not interested because they have not bought it. And then I cannot sell it again because I sold it once. So I just didn't know what to do next, right? So I guess the next question logically after that is how did you scale it to the point that you are right now? And at the time, I wasn't even I wasn't searching for content on business like podcasts like this one or things like these. The things I did is I went to the people who inspired me to start an online course business, the guitar guys that I said, and I just subscribed to their mailing list to know what they were doing, how they were promoting the course, what kind of emails I was getting. And I learned a lot. We are both in the community from Graham Cochran, right? And he was one of the first guys that I tested. He has his first brand is Recording Revolution for musicians. So it's kind of very similar to my target audience, right? Because it's music lovers, hobbyists. So I subscribed to his mailing list. I saw how he was making his email. And I learned this way about what is a funnel, right? So that's how I was able to scale my business by creating a funnel. So basically my course still exists, but now I have a series of emails that are pre-written that I can send to all the people that are going to go on my email list and sign up for my email list so that I can educate them some more, so give them more value to build trust and really be generous with them to give them more good content that is outside of my YouTube channel and eventually give them an offer for my course. So now that way, this is really the way that I cannot trade my time for money anymore because that framework, those emails, they are pre-written. I don't have to redo them again, you know? So every single person that gets on my email list is going to receive those emails and eventually receive the offer for my course. So now I can sell this course. And what's most important with it is that it's behind closed doors. So I don't have to do it on my YouTube channel anymore and annoy the 99% of people that don't want to hear about my course, right? Some people are just here for the content and I have many different kinds of playlists. So I have lessons, I have tutorials, I have my original music. So some people are just there to hear my music. Because my music can be great to since it's ambient guitar and it's relaxing, it's great to listen to while you are working on your website or like when you're studying or things like this. So I have subscribers that are just here for that, you know? So I don't want to annoy my people on my YouTube channel. I want to do this behind closed doors. And having that email sequence and that funnel really helps to scale your business and to target the right kind of people who really want to hear about your courses, right? So up until this point, when my funnel was done, I just made more courses to add to the catalog on my website. And I tried many different techniques of sellings. I tried webinars, I tried upsells, I tried techniques to try to grow my income. But the main reason my income has grown is really because of the funnel because I don't have to work on that anymore. I can put my energy elsewhere instead of always selling and selling my course again and again.
Wow, thank you. A lot of information. I really like the way that you help other members in the Grams community, because you have the experience of your own, right?
Mhm.
And I recently set up my email funnels finally. And
Yes.
yes, and then yes, I got some sale, but it's not really working well.
Okay.
So I guess I'm gonna have to work on that. But yeah, I can see that email sequences, like email funnels, are really powerful. So thank you for that.
Yeah, so if you want just a little bit of advice on how to convert with your email funnel, I see that the first of all, the best way is to shorten the time before you pitch your course. Because in the past, like just 5, 10 years ago, what people were saying is that you have to build value for a very, very long time. So people were used to send emails of free content for 2 weeks, 3 weeks before they sold something. And now we are more in an era of like instant gratification, so people are they are looking for what they want right now. So if they found your content, if they found you, this is the moment where they're most interested in what you have to offer. So if you shorten the window between like giving value to build trust and then pitching your course, you have more chances of converting. So the way I'm doing it is that I used to do 1 week of like free content and building trust with my subscribers. And now it's like literally 2 days of over delivers of like really, really helpful stuff. And then the third day, I'm sooner transitioning to my sales pitch there. And I saw that I could sell more. And the second thing, to convert more in your email funnel is to add some kind of scarcity, right? So you got to give a reason for people to buy your online course. If you say, hey, I have a course, it's awesome, they will be saying, oh yeah, I'm sure it's awesome, but I'm going to look at it when I'll have time, when I'll have the money, when I have plenty of reasons or excuses, right, for not checking it out right now, or to just wait before they get in. But if they have a reason, let's say, okay, the course is gonna close. If you don't get in the next 3 days, the course is gonna close and I'm not reopening it until next year, let's say. Or number two, if there's a discount, like I'm giving you a discount, and if you don't get in the next days, it's gonna disappear. Or you could add number three, you could add some bonuses. So like if you don't purchase today, the bonus is gonna disappear. Or at least some kind of element that you can add into your offer to give a reason for the people to sign up for it. And it's still genuine, because those people, like I said, they are searching for the solution that you have to offer right now. They search for, there's a reason they searched for you and they found your content. So if you can give them the solution and give them a reason to take the solution right now, you're even helping them even more, because now they're going to get the solution faster, and they will not wait and procrastinate again and again. So if those are elements that you don't have in place in your email funnel, you might want to try to convert better.
Wow, thank you, Antoine. You should teach business. And we were
Yes,
just
I
talking
should.
about it earlier. So, is it gonna be your future plan? Like, how are you thinking to start?
Yeah, so of course, like I love talking about this stuff. I think it shows. And I'm definitely going to have a business brand in the future. But now it's been only 3 years that I've been like slowly building my ambient guitar business. And I want to give it more time. I am reaching close to 6 figures, but I'm not there yet. It's probably going to happen next year. So I still want to build experience with it, to try new techniques. And I'm still, like you said, in Graham Cochrane's community, I try to help a lot because I'm already practicing to help people in in that niche, you know. And eventually I'm probably going to do that, but for now I just like, it's very recent that I transitioned from a full-time job to this. And like, even if I've been doing this for 3 years, it's been only like not even 6 months that I'm full-time on it. So I really want to get accustomed to like the life of having an online business. And like, but a few years down the road, I'm definitely going to start my business brand, of course. And I still want to take my time to find my true angle on it, right? So it's like working less, right? To be able to earn money by working less. Some people will say will focus on earning more money and working more to reaching 7 figures and stuff like this. But it's like you should work less. You should, and probably because you want to enjoy life more. Life is not just for working, right? It's to enjoy it. It's to do what you love. And even if you do what you love when you are working, it doesn't mean that you should only be working, right? So that's a great angle, but I will need to find the time to find my own unique spin on it, you know? And I want to leave some time for that before I find that.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, definitely. Like you're already like giving the advice in Graham's community, and I'm learning from you a lot. The one that you mentioned that like start selling earlier than like rather wait, and actually I implemented that because I'm taking your advice. Yeah. So
you are
like,
fast to implement. I see. There's an idea, and you're like, "Oh, I need to do that," and you do it. And it's one of your great qualities, because some people would say, "Oh, it's nice," and then they're gonna move on. But you apply this stuff. So, all the listeners right now, you have to. It's a good quality to have. So. You can get that in ICO.
Oh, thank you, thank you. But you know, you are like helping a lot of people in a community, and I can see that you can help so many people when you launch your business coaching or business courses. So I'm just I really like the idea that you want to have that in the future, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will appreciate your work.
Oh yeah, so thank you for that. Yeah, that's it. Hey, it's actually my first time on a podcast. It's a first for me. Maybe I'm gonna love this too much, and I'm gonna ask other people to go on podcasts. You know?
Yeah, that would be awesome. This is really, I really feel your energy here and your passion, and I'm pretty sure like a lot of people want to listen to you a lot. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
exactly. And
you
I
get.
mean, for some people, that energy is not for everybody. Some people are really calm and they don't appreciate that kind of energy. And I think that being just myself, being like this, being authentic with that kind of positivity and energy that I have, I already tune out some people because of that. I mean, maybe some listeners right now, they already tuned out because they find me annoying. I don't know, right? But it's a good thing to tune some people out, because you can never please everybody. And I think that when I have a business brand, I will probably attract some people who like this energy and want to take this energy and put it on their business, right? I would want them to listen, let's say, to one of my podcasts and be just fired up after that, right? But it's not for everyone. So that's another like side tip. Don't like, you cannot be for everyone. And sometimes just what makes yourself is what's going to attract the right people. So being authentic like this is very, very, very important.
I actually interviewed Graham yesterday, so I'm gonna release this episode after his episode. But he was talking about the same thing. So he was talking about you can please everyone. You can
Okay,
make
so that's
everyone
an
happy.
honor. That's an honor to be. So basically, Graham was my first part. That's what you're saying, like the show before the show. No, but that's an honor to be before Graham. He's like my biggest inspiration. He's the man that taught me a lot of what I know, and we share a lot of philosophies in common, like on generosity and authenticity and things like this. So yeah, of course, that's a great follow-up because it's kind of similar.
Right. We're definitely in his community, right? Yeah. Okay. So my last question for you is that you were mentioning how you were taking a day off, complete day off, because you tend to work 7 days a week, like I do that too. So I learned from your post. So would you please tell us how it's going and why did you decide to have a complete day off?
Okay, so first of all, I have to say that it was one of my New Year's resolutions to take my each Fridays off every week this year. I said, I know that like in my business, I can afford it. I can work really efficiently and I don't need that fifth day. In fact, I don't even need 4 days. Maybe I'm gonna reduce more in the future, but for now I'm comfortable. I prefer to reduce the amount of hours in my days. So instead of working 8 hours Monday through Thursday, I'm gonna work maybe 5 hours Monday to Thursday. So that's another way that I reduced my hours too. But I wanted to take my Fridays off, and that was a complete failure, like for the first 6 months of the year, because I was at home and I was technically I was technically not working, but I was still in front of my computer checking email and see if something was coming, something like a YouTube comment that I needed to respond, or that wasn't a real day off mentally, you know? That didn't give me any extra mental space. It was basically disguised work, right? So after half of this year, probably in June or July, I was like, this is enough. I really need to do it and make it a habit. So what I did, and it worked really, really well, the first Friday that I realized that, I said, I gotta get out of the house. Like this is one of the big things because for now I don't have kids and my girlfriend is working on Fridays, so I'm alone. So I can decide what I'm doing. So if I'm in front of the computer, I know I'm gonna have temptation to check emails and things like these. So I just got out, I took my water bottle and a good book and I put it in my bag and I just went outside. And there's actually a place, it's not near my house, so I don't go there often. By the way, I don't have a car, so that's why. So it's a 1 hour walking distance and it's on the side of the river because Montreal is a big island, but it's still an island. So I can walk until I reach the river. And I just sat there on a rock and I read a good book and I was like, this is the best Friday ever. I would need to do that again. And I found that for me, nature was a big part of it. Like I love being in nature and I really disconnect when I'm in nature. So I said, okay, I need to do that like every Friday. So the next Friday, I went in the woods that are near my house. The other Friday, I went to another place. Like I explored every place in a 1 or 2 hours walking distance from my house where I could go in nature or in a park or something like this. And I really had my mental space in there. I was really disconnected from my work. And I don't even have I don't even have Wi-Fi on my cell phone. So I cannot even go on my cell phone to check everything on my phone if I want. So that's a true disconnect. So I've been doing this many weeks in a row. I have to say that since a few weeks, I haven't gone in nature, but I'm walking outside in my neighborhood. I try to, I physically don't go in my studio. So where I am right now, it's my music studio. It's where I work on my business, on my music. So on Fridays, I close the door. I cannot go here physically. I think that physical environment plays a big part on building a habit, right? I've read a book from, it's James Clear. It's Atomic Habits. I don't know if you have read this book, but one of the things in the book is to control your environment when you want to have a new habit, right? So he says, let's say and it's a good example for me. Let's say you want to learn guitar. If your guitar is always in the closet, in its case, you're not going to think about playing it, right? But when you come back from work, let's say, and you open the door, if your guitar is already on a stand in front of you, like you can see it, you're going to remember, oh, I need to play guitar. And it's going to be easier to grab it and start practicing, right? So I view it the same in my business. If I want to take a real day off, I need to control my environment. So turn off my cell phone, don't go in my working space, go outside my house, things like these. It helps a lot. And I have to say, I am not coming back. And I'm glad that this is like the point of this podcast. I am not coming back to working all the time. I built my business to be able to enjoy life more, to enjoy time with my girlfriend, eventually to start a family and have time for them. And this is why I'm doing it. So it circles to the first question, the why. It's also for that, to enjoy time with my family, to the people I love, and have more time for myself. So I'm not coming back to overworking. I'm not coming back to 5, 6, 7 days work weeks. That's going to be 4 days or less in the future. And I will try to decrease the hours I'm working as much as possible during my work days.
Wow, thank you. So when I asked you to come on my show and then interview you, you say, "Oh, I'm free on Friday." And I remember, oh, wait, he's taking a day off on Friday. So let's do that on Wednesday.
Busted, you busted me. But like for me, it was like, it's my first time on a podcast. For me, it's not really work. Like I'm not doing this for like, I'm doing this just to be generous, and I appreciate your energy in the Grams community, and like, I don't want to get anything out of it, you know? So for me, it was like, oh, even if I want, I could bring my laptop on the side of the river and take some internet and do it there if I want. But now, yeah, but I respect that you wanted to not touch on my Fridays, and it's a work in progress. I know I'm not going to be perfect. Sometimes I'm going to have a big launch and I will feel like I should be working on Fridays, especially if Friday is the last day of the launch. I mean, it's okay if you are not extremely strict with it. Like if you need it one time, but it's just one time. If you do it twice in a row and 3 times in a row, you start a pattern, and that's not what you want, right? I have another YouTube channel that I really like, which is on like minimalism and personal development. His name is Matt Diavella, and he has something that he calls the 2-day rules, the 2-day rule. So basically, it means that you can always skip any habit, anything that you're doing once, but never twice in a row. So when you're doing just once, it's just a mistake, right? It's just, everyone makes mistakes. But when you do it twice in a row, you start a pattern. You start going in a certain direction that you don't want to go into. So if for one Friday, once I'm working, that's not the end of the world. But if I'm doing that twice in a row or more, now that's dangerous, you know? So that's an extra tip here.
Thank you. This is kind of funny that we were talking about how hard we try to take a day off, because like we were working from home, so it's so easy to respond to comments and give advice to clients, because we have the passion for it too, right? We can do it for free, because it's the passion, right? But we need to take some time off too. So you are a role model in the community, posting beautiful pictures where you
Yeah, exactly. So what I did to inspire people was actually to post a picture, like the proofs that I was in nature, in there. So that's a great way to inspire other people, and myself too. I was like, oh, I did that. Wow, that's such an achievement, And like another thing that's really important for me that I struggle with right now still, when you say you love it, you still want to do it, you still want to help people, right? So for now, what I'm good at is that I don't have any notifications on my phone, right? I deleted all social media. I don't have links to my emails or anything. But what I struggle with is that when I have work emails, like people like wanting refunds on the course, or like some things that I consider really important because I want to give good customer support, that's what I struggle with, because I want to answer right now. I want to give a good service. If I don't answer a comment on social media, it doesn't matter if I don't respond for 2-3 days. But things like work emails and like things like I said, refunds and like students questions, it's like closer to my heart. I want to give a better service, but I have to know that I'm not working. This is like, you cannot be not working and working at the same time, right? You have to set boundaries, you know. So that's the thing. When you're not working, you are not working. Whatever it is, it can wait. Everything can wait.
Wow, thank you, thank you. That is a great point for people who work from home building online businesses. So thank you. I know it's like I want to reply right away. You know, I feel that urge sometimes, but yeah, you are working on it, and then you share that in the community, so that really helps. Wow, so thank you. So do you have any like a last message for my viewers?
Yeah, so I think we've touched on a lot of things here, but I think what's the most important is to when you have a business and you want to decrease your work hours, what's important is to fall in love with the process and not the outcome, you know? So if your goal is to earn a living with your business and also decrease your work hours, if you are listening to this podcast, it's surely one of your goals. You have to keep in mind that you might have to sacrifice on some money sometimes. So you have to know what is most important to you. Do you want to work less more, or do you want to make more money more? I think for most people, that's going to be working less, because if you work less, you might make less money because you cannot apply more strategies or things like these. But if you love the process of working less, like the idea of, I'm not going to work too much and it still sustains me, you have to know that what is enough for you, right? So it's good to scale a business and to earn more money. And I said that I want to eventually reach 6 figures, and I'm very, very close, probably going there next year. But my goal is to enjoy my life and to work less. So if that means that next year I'm not going to reach 6 figures, that's something that I can really sacrifice without a second thought, because I'm doing this to enjoy my life, right? And if you don't enjoy the process of making what you're making, of making content, of helping people, it's not going to be for long. You're not going to be there for long in the business. So you see, like in the same way, and I'm just coming on a podcast right now because I love talking about this stuff. I love the process of building a business and talking about it and trying new things. And that's why I'm going to be there for long in the business, because I'm not in there for the money. And the less I work, the more I succeed, basically.
Wow, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so if listeners and viewers want to connect with you, where and how can they find you?
Yeah, so basically that's gonna be my YouTube channel. If for any reason you are a guitar player and you play guitar, you're gonna love my channel, Antoine Michaud. So it's ANTOINE MICHAUD. So it's not Michaud, it's Michaud because it's French, you know. And even if you are not a musician, on my channel, maybe you would like to, like I said, you could go on my channel and click on the playlist that's called Ambient Guitar Songs. And it's relaxing instrumental music. If you want to listen to that while you are working in your business or studying or things like this, you are welcome on my channel to listen to my music for that. I don't have my business brand yet, but if ever I do, I'm going to ask you to come on the podcast again in the future in a few years, and to maybe announce it or something like this, right?
Definitely looking forward to it. Okay, so yeah, so viewers can check Antoine's um, YouTube channel and the music, and when he launches his business courses, or then I will announce that on my side too. So that would be very exciting. Yeah, thank you, Antoine, for coming to my show today. It was so exciting to hear all the stories and experience you had. So thank you.
Thanks for having me. It was really fun.